part is that after this period, the train starts again and reaches the A cabin and stops there. That would be the beginning of the third part.
Advocate Mr. Mukul Sinha is appearing in the inquiry commission constituted by the Gujarat government on the Godhra incident and its aftermath. To help us in reconstructing the events on the fateful day at the Godhra railway station, Mr. Sinha is quoting from statements of witnesses which were recorded by the commission and made public.
There was one RPF police constable, Mohan Jagdish Yadav, whose evidence has been recorded and which has been made public. He says this, that on 27 February at 7:45 am, when the Sabermati Express arrived at the platform, I was present in front of the CPWI office. When we were present, we heard somebody shouting from the platform number 1. On hearing the noise, we went to platform number 1. We saw stone throwing between the train passengers and outside people. Some passengers were shouting slogans of Jai Shri Ram. We told those passengers to go and sit in the train, and by raising our sticks, we told the outsiders to go away and chase them away.
और गाड़ी स्टार्ट होने का है तो मुझे सजेशन मिला कि भाई जल्दी जल्दी दरवाजे बंद कर दो, यानी पत्थर मारा होगा, और लोगों ने दरवाज़ा भी बंद करने चालू कर दिए और खिड़कियां बंद करने चालू कर दी, और ट्रेन थोड़े प्लेटफॉर्म से थोड़े बाहर निकले हुए हैं तो पत्थर के जोरदार पत्थर मारा का आवाज़ सुनाया गया.
He also says this, that when the train started, we were still on the platform, and while we were on the platform, the train had moved about 4 coaches and had then stopped. We once again saw people from both sides throwing stones. Once again, we pushed the passengers to get into the train and chased the outsiders beyond the wall. It appears that the train was stopped because of chain pulling from 4 coaches. The guard of the train, he has given a statement saying that the train was stopped by chain pulling, and the chain pulling was done as the Karsevaks could not board the train. The train starts at around 8. As it comes near the A cabin, it stops. Now the question is, how did it stop? The driver is not telling us, and nobody from the railway is telling us as to really what was the reason of the train stopping.
With this stoppage at cabin A, the third and final part of the story started. Coach S6 was burnt and 59 passengers were killed. No one knows what exactly happened at cabin A and how the coach S6 caught fire. Mr. V.N. Sehgal, former director of the government's Central Forensic Science Laboratory and member Interpol, flew down to Godhra to help in unfolding the mystery. He examined the burnt coach S6, the crime scene and the available evidences.
Scene of crime is near signal Falia at a distance of around 1 kilometer from Godhra railway station. Around this there is the bushes and there is a slope on one side of the railway track which ends in a drain, and it is fairly wide where crossing is quite difficult. People can reach the scene of crime in a number of ways. One is if they try to start from railway station and move along the track, which they can do very slowly because there is a bridge on the way, and the bridge, some portion of bridge is uncovered, so the movement of the crowd could be very slow. The other route which they can follow is that they may come up to the bridge through other route and climb the bridge which is in between the crime scene and the Godhra railway station and walk along the railway track. The third is behind the drain, which I said is along the slope. People can collect in a large number and stay behind the bushes and can watch or can do whatever they like. That's the third method of getting assembled.
This was Mr. Mohan Jagdish Yadav, whose evidence part of the evidence I have read before. Now let us see what he says. That there is a culvert between A cabin and CPWI office. I did not see any suspicious movement near and around the culvert before the arrival of the Sabarmati train at the Godhra station. I did not see any mob near A cabin before the arrival of the train. I did not see any suspicious movement throughout the route between A cabin and CPWI office before the arrival of the train.
गाड़ी जैसे ही रुकी तो मैंने ऐसे ही गेट खोल के बाईं तरफ देखा तो मुसलमानों का टोला एकदम से दौड़ता हुआ हमारी और ट्रेन की तरफ दौड़ता हुआ आ रहा था.
There is some very important evidence of the cabin man. I think he was the only person who was watching the entire development from his A cabin. What he has said is that Sabarmati Express started at 7:48 am. After some time, the train stopped by blowing the whistle. I could see from the cabin that the train had stopped. At that time, no crowd was seen between A cabin and the train. When the train started again, I looked at the clock in the cabin and the time was 7:55. When the train was moving with slow speed, that means he was watching, the train was coming from the station towards the A cabin. That's when he says that when the train was moving with slow speed, I had seen a crowd running towards and along with the train. When I got down from the cabin, at that time, some people from the crowd had come near the cabin. Few persons from the mob were throwing stones on the train. The mob did not arrive together, but 10 to 15 persons were coming and gathering. There were women and children in the mob.
Topography of the crime scene suggests one thing, that there cannot be a large gathering in a small time because of the narrow passages. But large number of people can certainly get collected behind the bushes, along the drain. A small number of people throwing stones right near the train, and a large number can certainly throw the bricks or stone from the place near the drain but behind the bushes.
So there has been no evidence yet that there was a conspiracy to set the train on fire and that a mob had waited near cabin A to ambush the train. The railwayman at cabin A, who saw the events from his vantage point, also said the same. The crowd collected along the tracks near the cabin in small groups, gradually many of them running along with the train as it left the Godhra station at low speed. A Karsevak has also seen this. In fact, the majority of people were standing behind the bushes, and due to the distance were not in a position to do much except watching the event and occasionally throwing stones at the train. A small number of people were near the train. Even when the train stopped, the Karsevaks too got down and threw stones at the local people. So the incident at cabin A was nothing else but a continuation of the happenings on the platform number 1.
मैं 27 तारीख को इधर ही थी और हम चाय पी के बिस्कुट लेने गए ना बाहर बिस्किट लेने तो ट्रेन खड़ी थी मैं ट्रेन सब पत्थर मार रही थी सबको तो फिर चाय पी के आके मैं बच्चे लेके भाग गई.
कौन लोग ट्रेन से उतरे थे, कैसे देखने में थे, क्या पहने हुए थे?
ओ खाली वो पैर रखा था पाटलूंगे ने कमर में पट्टी बांधी थी केसरी कलर की ने बुड्ढे जरा थे ना उन्होंने इतनी वो बांधी थी लुंगी केसरी कलर की ने सिर पे इतने बड़े पाक थे.
वहाँ सिग्नल पर बिल्कुल प्लेटफॉर्म के आगे बिल्कुल मस्जिद है. वहाँ उन्होंने फिर देखा मस्जिद, वहाँ भी पत्थरबाजी चालू करी, दोनों तरफ से पत्थरमारी चालू हो गई.
रेल से हमारा घर थोड़ी दूर था तो गाड़ी ट्रेन खड़ी लगी तो फिर वहाँ से सामने पत्थर आने लगे। पहले फिर हम देखने लगे कि कौन मार रहा, तो बोलते राम राम ऐसा कर करके पत्थर मारने लगे वो लोग। तो फिर हम भाग के चले गए दूर।
काफी लंबा चला पीरियड ये, 20-25 मिनट तक ये पत्थर मारा चला, और ना गाड़ी चालू हो ना पत्थर मारा रुके, कोई जात का प्रोडक्शन नहीं था। तो जो लेडीजें थी मेरे कंपार्टमेंट के अंदर, वो इतना जोर जोर से चिल्लाते थे बचाओ बचाओ ये, तो उसमें तो इतना साउंड हो गया था, तो हम लोग इतने घबरा गए थे कि उसका कोई वो नहीं।
जैसे कि लंबी वाले सीट पर बैठे थे तो धुआं जाली होती है ना, जाली से हमको उधर धुआं दिखाई पड़ा। तो हम इनसे बोले कि देखा धुआं माने धुआं निकल रहा है तो इसका मतलब कि आग लग गया है।
बाद में ना थोड़ा सा धुआं जैसा महसूस हुआ और एकदम सजेशन आया कि भागो, बोले ट्रेन में आग लगाई। इतना बोलते ही जो हम लोग ऊपर लोग छुपे थे वो भागने के लिए सब धीरे धीरे नीचे उतरने लगे। जब तक हम लोग नीचे उतरते हैं वहां तक तो मोर देन डब्बे के अंदर टोटली मतलब ये धुआं का वो हो गया था, मतलब सोफोकेशन जैसा हो गया था। वो सोफोकेशन का इफेक्ट मेरे को भी हुआ।
वो तो सब जलन धुआं था, आदमी बेभान हो जावे, गुंगड़ामण हो जावे, वो बेभान होके अंदर ही गिर जावे, इतना जल्द ही था। यानी मान लो कि कैरोसिन का और ऐसा हुआ तो धुआं इतना ज्यादा नहीं हो सकता है, लेकिन वो केमिकल वाला और वो सब होता है तो जल्द ही धुआं था, क्योंकि आदमी बेभान हो जावे, श्वासोश्वास में तकलीफ हो जाती थी, श्वास ले ही नहीं पा सके अपन। स्मेल तो इतनी मतलब गंदी आ रही थी उसकी कि मतलब सांस लेने में तकलीफ हो, जो केमिकल की जो बदबू आती है जैसे, तो आदमी सांस नहीं ले पाता है, ऐसी मतलब केमिकल की बदबू थी उसकी।
दुर्गंध उसकी इतनी तीव्र थी जैसे डनलॉप जलता है, अपने ऐसे फालतू भी धुआं नहीं ले सकते, नीम के पत्ते जलाते हैं तो वो तो जब डनलॉप सनमाइका न वो सब जलेगा, सोलवंट न वो सब मिल के, तो फिर वो तो कितनी तीव्रता होगी वो दुर्गंध की।
After examining the materials collected from the burnt S6 coach, forensic experts are now certain that the fire was caused by petrol. Survivors say they did not at first notice the fire. It was the acrid smoke that alerted them to the danger. Petrol is highly combustible, but could it generate the black smoke that the people in the compartment saw was the problem.
Smoke will result in a greater quantity when the oxygen supply is limited, as was the case in this S6 bogie, whose windows were all closed and supply of oxygen was extremely limited. Burning of petrol result in black smoke, and it is quite bitter and pungent and is very unpleasant to the persons and can cause even death, which I think has been in this case in respect of a large number of people.
तब अपनी अपनी सेफ साइड करेंगे, कोई बोले अंदर चढ़ा है साधन सामान लेके ये वो सब बंद कर दिए थे। जो कंपार्ट, जैसे कि मैं ये कंपार्टमेंट में हूँ तो मैंने मेरे बाहरी दरवाजा बंद, ऐसे ही सब ने बंद कर दिए।
दरवाजे तो हमने बंद कर रखे थे, क्योंकि हमको तो इतना ही था कि एक आध मिनट में ट्रेन चलने वाली है।
रात को डिब्बे में सब परिवार वाले था, तो ये डिब्बे में 6 में से 7 में, 7 में से 6 में से 5 में जाए, तो बीच वाला जो दरवाज़ा था तो हम लोगों ने पहले से बंद कर रखा कि रात को कोई आवर जवर नहीं हम दो करें। तो उसकी वजह से वहाँ से 6 वाले जब आग लगाई थी तो वहाँ से खोलने की कोशिश कर रहा था, लेकिन हमको ऐसा था कि भाई ये कोई टोले में से कोई आदमी होगा, तो किसी ने खोला और वहाँ से भी धुआं भी आया, उसमें प्लास्टिक जलता हुए कोई केमिकल की दुर्गंध हो ऐसी बास भी आई। वो लोग वहाँ से एक दो कार्यकर्ता भी आ गए, जैसे काला काला एकदम हो गया था, कौन था ये भी मालूम नहीं थी, दुर्गंध भी आ रही थी।
Under these circumstances, with the limited supply of oxygen, generation of smoke becomes more, and the moment oxygen supply came in larger quantities through the windows, either due to melting or breaking, the fire had resulted into huge flames. As per experiments performed by the experts of forensic science laboratory, I agree with them that it is not possible to throw liquid from